In this video, we'll show you how to install a gradient all-weather 120-volt window heat pump. Before you start, make sure to read all warnings and safety instructions in the all-weather 120-volt installation manual. First, unpack your unit. What's included? You should have the all-weather unit, 1 all-weather air filter, 1 install bracket, 8 screws A, 2 screws B, 2 screws C, 1 hinge cover, 1 window sealing kit, 1 inner sash bulb seal, 2 lower sash bulb seals, and 1 remote control with 2 AAA batteries. You'll also need a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of scissors, and a level, or a phone with a level app. Install bracket setup. Before you set up the bracket, you'll need to measure the windowsill. First, measure the windowsill from the indoor edge to the outdoor edge. In the installation manual, this is measurement A. Then, measure the distance between the outside wall and the outdoor edge of the windowsill. This is called the exterior sill underhang, and in the manual, it's measurement I. Use the chart on page 11 of the installation manual to find your bracket configuration. Find the exterior sill underhang along the top of the page. Then, subtract that number from the indoor sill to outdoor sill measurement and find the result at the left of the page. Circle the configuration where your two numbers intersect. Now you can start assembling the bracket. Cut the ties holding the bracket in place. Set aside the bracket arm assembly and pull the bracket open. Make sure the snap features on both gas springs face out and snap them onto the ball joints. Set the bracket arm assembly on the windowsill. The rubber pads on the sill tightener should make contact with as much of the sill as possible, so you may need to move the sill tightener up or down. To adjust the sill tightener, unscrew the 2 screws at each end. Move the sill tightener to its new position and reinstall all 4 screws. Double check that the sill tightener is making maximum contact with the sill, and adjust again if you need to. With the sill tightener sitting firmly against the wall, find the pair of screw holes sitting directly over the window frame. If none of the holes line up right, choose the next pair out. Circle these holes. Take the other part of the bracket and, if not already in the correct position, detach the feet by removing 3 screws on each side. Move the feet to the holes with the number matching your selected bracket configuration. Reinstall the screws to secure them. Now, add the bracket arm assembly to the outdoor half of the bracket. The struts from the outdoor half will fit inside the bracket arms. Move the bracket arm assembly to the holes with the letter matching your selected bracket configuration. Use the 8 screws, A, to attach the 2 parts of the bracket, 4 on each side. Locate the window sealing frame in the window sealing kit. Turn the bracket over and add the window sealing frame. Align it with the holes you circled earlier, and make sure the side labeled A faces the indoor side of the bracket and the sill tightener. Use the 2 screws, B, to secure the frame to the bracket arms. Find the tearaway foam in the window sealing kit. Tear it to fit, making sure the foam fills the length and width of the frame and sits a little above the edge of the frame. Place the bracket in the window. Putting it at an angle can help fit it over the window frame. Then, make sure the bracket fits securely in the window frame. The feet should touch the outside wall, and the sill tightener should touch the inside sill. Lower the window to check the alignment. The sash should hit the window frame a little bit closer to the inside than the outside. If the sash doesn't align correctly, you'll need to adjust the window sealing frame. Remove the bracket from the window and uninstall the window sealing frame. Rotate the window sealing frame 180 degrees so the side labeled B is on the indoor side of the bracket. Reattach the frame to the bracket arms and return the bracket to the window. Tighten these screws on the sill tightener to make sure it sits firmly against the sill. Push down on the outdoor side of the bracket to make sure the feet sit firmly against the wall. Now, check one of the bracket arms using a level or a level app. There shouldn't be any significant tilt up or down. Installing the all-weather unit. 2 people are needed for this installation. Make sure you have someone to help. When installing the unit, remember to remove the pivot cover on top of the unit first. Take a quick release pin out of the top hole in the hinge on each side. Lift the indoor unit and rotate it to 90 degrees. Insert the quick release pins into the holes closest to the outside of each side of the hinge. This will unlock the indoor unit in this position. Carefully lower the unit to the ground. Make sure both people are holding both sides of the unit. Lift it into the window. Slide the outdoor unit part of the way into the bracket. Uncoil the power cord. Push the indoor unit all the way against the wall. Remove the taped quick release pins from the holes on the indoor side of the hinge and push the outdoor unit to fully extend it. Remove the other set of the quick release pins from the hinge. This will allow the outdoor unit to rotate down. Push until the outdoor unit rotates all the way down. Return one set of quick release pins to the top holes on the hinge and the other set into the extension cover. Using your level or app, check the top of the outdoor unit. It should be within 3.5 downward to -0.5 upward degrees of level. Also check side-to-side alignment. Should be within 1.5 and -1.5 degrees of level. Window sealing. Locate the window sealing blocks. Slide groups of blocks together to fill up the space between the unit and the window. Try to leave a gap of no more than 1/2 inch. Find the side foam pieces and tear them to fit the remaining gap. Then, stick plastic covers to both sides of each piece and slide them into the gaps. Snap on the hinge cover. Make sure the indoor unit is pressed against the interior sill and secure it using the 2 screws. C. Find the 2 lower sash bulb seals and cut them to fit into the window frame. Remove the backing from the bulb seals. Attach one to the bottom edge of the sash and one directly underneath it on the top of the unit. Close the window to make sure they line up. Now, find the inner sash bulb seal and cut it to fit the inside of the sash. Remove the backing and insert it between the window panes, making a tight seal. Final steps. Take the plastic bag off the air filter. Pull the front cover off the unit. Insert the filter and reinstall the front cover. Before turning the unit back on, wait 30 minutes for the fluids to settle. Plug the power cord into a 3-prong outlet and press the power button on the user interface. Now, your Gradient all-weather 120-volt window heat pump is ready for use.